and today we're gonna be watching shopping. I love to go shopping. I also love to get my hair done and my nails did, so let's check it out.
Brought to you by Incognito. Shopping. Shopping!
Don't tell Hank! But what about the accessories? What?
One thing about
Me?
shopping in real life is it makes you more shrewd. You start to get wise to people's tricks. It's
True! If you've ever been to Costco, apparently like the numbers at the end are like, they basically like tell you if things are on sale or not. There's like a whole like Costco culture.
But I remember one time I had moved cities, right? And I needed to buy a bed. And so I went to the mattress store, and there was a guy there.
Yes.
And he was the archetypal car salesman guy.
Don't even get me started with the stupid mattresses. When I moved back to the US from Japan, I had to buy another mattress. Oh my God. They send droves of bots to Reddit to advertise the mattresses. Then every YouTuber who talks about the mattress just wants you to use their code. Buying a mattress is actually extremely difficult.
Ah, yes.
And so he clocked me the moment I came in. Yeah, and I said to him, like, look, I ain't got any furniture. I need bed ASAP.
Desperately, I'll pay anything.
And so, I chose a pretty
Easy
cheap one. I think
target.
it was, a couple $100, maybe $300, plus delivery. And I said to him, look, I think it was like Thursday. And he's like, yeah, well, look, we don't deliver on
Thursday.
we don't
What is this, Stardew Valley?
deliver on the weekends.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, look, I can't go a whole weekend without a mattress. What am I gonna do? Sleep on the tiles?
At this point, I would get a blow-up mattress. I've had a blow-up mattress for a very, 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 very long time when I was in college. I literally had the male space experience because I had my TV. Then, in my room, it was my monitor on top of a plastic tub, and I would sit on the floor and play League of Legends. Then, when I was done playing video games, I would go to sleep on my mattress that was a blow-up mattress.
So I'm like, I'll buy this thing right now. You got to deliver it on Friday, though. And he's like, that might be a difficult call. I'm like, all right, then. I don't want the mattress. And then he just goes, well, yeah, sure, it'll get delivered Friday.
Ah, of course.
What am I going to do about it? If I've already made the purchase and then it doesn't come till Monday, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. So I said, you got yourself a deal if you deliver it on Friday. And he went,
Uh-oh.
all right, I'll deliver it on Friday. And Friday rolls along. Sorry, couldn't get to you.
Oh my God, you little liar! You should have checked if his pants were on fire.
And then, of course, nothing happens on Saturday. And I can't go buy a new mattress. I've already given him my money. And so, well, I want a refund. Sure, I'll get it to you in 10 business days. Or you just wait till Monday, you can have your mattress.
I feel like you played yourself on that one.
Sure did. It's fun. It just sheds a part of you. That was me being dumb.
Is this why every time you go in a mattress store, you're the only mother sucker in there? They have to be a front for money laundering at this point. I have never seen 900 people in a mattress store.
Let me not make that mistake again.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, it arrived on Tuesday.
I'm gonna edit a picture of Goku and Vegeta. You know the meme where it's like, let's fight somewhere empty? That should be in a mattress store.
Anyway, it arrived on Tuesday.
Oh, hell nah. Okay, the way I deal with social interaction when I go out shopping is actually devastating. I try to have a dialogue tree in my head in case anybody talks to me. I know exactly what to say. But when they go off script, I start sweating so bad. That's also why I check the menu before I go to any restaurant.
I've had a lot of, starting jobs and stuff. I haven't ever worked retail before.
That's actually
I
rare
haven't
these days,
either.
I'd say.
I've interviewed for retail before.
And they're like, how do I put this? You're really awkward.
Is that why I've never worked retail?
Oh, I thought I shouldn't eat this can. This is like a real. This is a real awkward. I said during the interview.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Probably finishing this one off.
Anyway, reason I haven't done retail is I'm not good at the chit chat.
Yeah.
It is making the shopping experience worse. I'd pass a law that said you're not allowed to ask for nothing, and you're not allowed to make conversation neither at the checkout counter. I'd make that a rule.
It's a
And you know what? People don't want to hear this, but it's good for the customer too, because I have gotten in line behind some yappers. And that's why I always wonder, is everybody just very slow? There'll be long ass lines for the checkout, but every time I check out, it takes 2 seconds tops.
Fine line, because like I know what you're like, and I know you don't want to talk to people when you go to the shops. But part of me does enjoy, like I like banter with strangers, like I like the interaction. But there's a point where it is kind of just like too much.
I don't know. I never know how to end the conversation.
Me
like I can
neither.
open up the conversation.
Yeah, I
But
can
then
do that.
I feel like, oh, I've gone too far with it.
Well, the hard part about ending a conversation is you don't want them to think that you thought they were boring or like not worth your time. I don't know how to explain it. It's the same way for the first person who has to leave a Discord call. It's always awkward.
And now I don't know how to exit. You're checking out at Bunnings, right? You've just bought a hand auger so that you can dig holes. And they'll go, hey, how's it going? I go, yeah, good. How are you? Yeah, good. Digging holes? One option, which is like, yeah, you know. And then in the conversation there, and everybody's fine.
I
And
can
it's
fix
just kind
it.
of awkward until you pay for your thing. Or you can go, yeah, actually, no, there's I'm putting in a row of hedges. There's this type of hedge.
Yeah.
A new one came out, actually, and it's got leaves and everything. And then you can tell they're kind of glazing over because they don't care. So
Well, they are paid to be there. It's like your state mandated friend for like 5 minutes.
it's like, well, you asked me. It feels like you're just setting me up to fail.
Oh, you know, I didn't think about it. Maybe it's because he has a Ryobi. He's secretly judging him.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's like you went to improv and did a yes and they got mad at you for it.
I've never been to improv, but I've always wanted to go. Sir, can you please move aside? You're holding up the line. Also, did you know in terms of... No Vaporeon here. Keep it in your pants, boys.
Yeah. It's like you went to improv and did a yes and they got mad at you for it.
Yes. And then, you know, usually I'll just get so bloody flustered that I won't pay. And then I'm just kind of like running away.
Yeah.
And I've got the item in hand. And, you know, I'm in the car park and I'm fumbling for my keys. And
they're coming towards the car.
they
Oh my
can run
God,
much
he's
faster
quick.
than I can because of my gammy leg.
Yeah, I mean, the classic of that is you go to the grocery store, you know, you buy like tortillas and beef mince or whatever, and they're like, tacos for dinner.
Oh my God, they did that to me the other day because I bought some stuff to make pancakes. Oh, you like pancakes? Yeah, are you the pancake police?
None of your business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I reckon there's a level of that where it's like, if it gets too specific, it's scary. It's like, yes, goulash. What? How did you tell?
No, this is whenever you have the duct tape, the rope, and just like random items that look horrible together.
Well, I mean, I've had the opposite of the Bunnings thing where the person won't stop asking questions, right? I went to a tech store because I was wanting to buy a microphone arm.
Right.
And when I take it up to the
have that
counter,
one.
the cashier's already got this like shit-eating grin on his face. Because, you know, mic arm is a classic. I'm going to be a streamer. Kind of purchase. So he's like, also, like, do you stream? I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, so you do, like, YouTube?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, kind of, something like that. You know, just, like, being dismissive.
Yeah.
He's standing there, he's like, oh, wow, that's cool, man. Like, what's the name of your channel?
And then this is where things go wrong. I was at the airport and I was playing on my Steam Deck. This kid came up to me and he was like, oh, you like the Steam Deck? I was like, yeah, I be playing games on here. They were like, oh, are you a streamer? Because I had like a Twitch pillow because they gave it away at Evo. I was like, yeah. He's like, what's your name? And I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to explain to him what a VTuber was, so I just said I was Pokimane. So he probably thinks he meant Pokimane.
Do you do, like, gaming? He's just not taking the hit. Yeah. So I said, I mostly do, like, boyfriend ASMR roleplays.
Oh my God, I did one of those. But not as a boyfriend. Okay, well now everybody is going to continue the rumor that I have a wiener.
The trick is when you say something stupid like that, you just have to hold it. You don't break.
Yeah.
You don't say, I'm just kidding. You just hold it and you just keep eye contact. And he goes, oh, yeah. It just goes back to like.
Puts it on the invoice.
Because you don't want to be. It just goes back to like.
Puts it on the invoice.
Because you don't want to be rude.
Yeah, right.
But it's also like, can I just buy this, please? And yeah, so I can just imagine that I left, and then he's just like, I had the weirdest interaction today.
The thing is, like, here's what I've noticed. You are, I think, much braver socially than I am. Because you'll go for the joke much more than I'm willing to. Because I feel like through the course of my life, I've tried the joke every now and then. And it's backfired so badly that it hasn't been worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
This one time I won't say the channel, but I met this YouTube couple. And I like this channel, very nice. And I don't think they're together anymore, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Was the joke that bad?
It broke them up.
I met them in a sort of almost like an official capacity. They were doing a professional thing for their channel, and I was doing the same. And we got to chatting afterwards, and we were sort of talking about collaborating and catch up for this and that, and we can, record some stuff.
Yeah.
And they said, like, we could just, like, catch up and, like, we could just be
about Buster?
friends. The idea was like, hey, this doesn't have to be, like, professional.
Yeah.
Like, we could be friends, and then we're all, like, around the same age and stuff. And I thought, oh, no one said so directly before we could be friends. I should try and say a joke.
Yeah.
And so I said, what if I said no?
I mean, I probably laugh, but I laugh at everything.
And I meant it in a joking way, and I couldn't play it off. Oh no, the sarcasm didn't translate, and then I couldn't backtrack in a convincing enough way that it basically wasn't the world's most direct rejection of friendship you've ever seen.
That is
Worst
so
they can say is no.
Knowing you,
Yeah.
I can picture that in my head. Like, I can picture you floundering. I can picture you.
I think about it every time I close my eyes.
Oh no, not the cringe
Needless to say,
flashback.
we didn't catch up as friends. Or ever again. We have spoken since, but only in DMs. But
Yeah, I mean, look, I will say this. Going for the joke, it's not 100% hit rate, right?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
have a lot of, ooh, that really didn't land.
True,
The
and
trick
that's a horrible
is
feeling.
you need to work on your exit strategy.
Right.
Because, like, the jokes don't get
Oh.
funnier. Like, you don't get better at the jokes.
no,
Yeah.
but what's your exit strategy?
It's sort of context dependent. A lot of the time,
I'll slap him. How dare you not laugh at my joke? Bye.
it's you just sort of bluntly say, you kind of just state the situation. Also, the trick is to be really hot. That's what works for me.
Oh, there is a sexy buff to being a comedian. If you're hot enough, anything will land.
And for the record, I did want to be friends. They were nice. Ad time. I shall not introduce myself. For many years ago, I had all the data about me erased.
Rasputin?
I am Incognizable Man. The Incognito service took back all my data from the data brokers, and now I live in the shadows. Go to incognito.com/incognito, and you can too.
He's protecting the city.
I go into stores, take what I need.
Hey, put that back.
No.
What if I just said no and left? Is he gonna make it out? We watched a lot of body cams.
They can see me, but they have no idea who I am. You've been tracked all over the internet. Get that information deleted by going to incognito.com/incognito.
Is someone there?
Yes?
Me.
You can't tell me to leave because you don't know my name or address or...
Is this about squatting? He's a squatter.
phone number. I had it wiped from the internet. These big data brokers are getting too big for their big data breaches, and everybody's getting scam calls and people.
I always get scam calls. And the lady who had the phone number before me, whenever it got transferred to me, I hate you. I hate you so much. And it's because she had a gambling addiction. So every single day, I get a phone call about her gamba addiction.
People are having their identity stolen. You gotta be proactive. Yeah, we're seeking out all the data brokers who have got your information and zap, 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 with their lawyers, and they say you cannot have this information. Delete-o, please. But it's not just the people selling your data to marketers. If you find some websites out in the wild with your details, you can use their special custom removal service to give them a targeted zap. And now they've got a family plan, too, to keep them safe. There you go, little fella. So get an unlimited family plan and protect them, too. Is there someone there? I could be here. Or over here. Or over here, and you still wouldn't know my name.
Oh,
It's
nice
me,
cartwheel.
the Data Joker, the antagonist of the story.
It's the
You've run out
Joker,
of time.
baby.
Go to incognito.com/incognito to get a family unlimited plan for 60% off.
Whoa, good deal. Oh my God. This one always aggravates me the most. Also, I hope he talks about this. People who don't believe in headphones. What is wrong with you?
So I used to be kind of a quiet talker, like I would just kind of talk too quietly, and it would be kind of annoying. And,
Me too, I have no confidence.
The more I have to record in front of a microphone, I'm just projecting all the time. And
Yes.
so naturally I've just become louder and louder and more annoying and less funny. It becomes hard sometimes to gauge how much people can kind of overhear you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I do get caught out every now and then. At the office here, we frequent a cafe.
I don't know if this makes me old, chat, or I guess young. I don't know what age demographic this puts me in. But I really rarely talk on the phone, especially in public. I don't remember the last time I answered a phone call in a public space. I'm always a texter, even if I have to text. But honestly, this is going to sound sad. I should probably cancel my texting service because I really don't text anybody. Like, I'll message people on Discord, but I rarely text or call anyone.
And there was a lady there, and I can't remember the exact details of what happened. It was...
Oh, the chicken portion?
Yeah, no, and it was like one of those things, like in that live stream where I'm like, House of Artists.
A house of artists.
A House of Artists. A House of Artists. Doom, and I can't stop saying it.
Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Doom.
Doom? You played the new Doom?
There was a lady who brought
I
her
didn't like the
dog,
parrying.
and it was chicken in a bowl.
Yeah, the chicken.
What happened?
What happened was she's one of those very, like, treats the dog like a person kind of people.
Yeah.
She's nice. Like, I've spoken to her. She's a lot, but she's nice. But she was talking with the people, like saying, oh, yes, I'll have this sandwich. I'll get these 2 coffees, da-da. Oh,
Yeah.
and I'll get a chicken portion for her. And it was...
Aw, this is very California build, by the way. So it's kind of crazy how like dogs are treated across the U.S. because when I lived in Louisiana, I was in like very country Louisiana. A lot of people thought it was weird that my dog stayed inside and slept in my room. Because every other person I knew in Louisiana had their dog outside in a cage and never came inside. But then in like California, I know when I go to like San Diego, they have like dog bowls outside of every store. You can order food for your dogs. It's very different.
It's just like a funny thing to say. So then you and me are sitting there, and then you said out loud, oh, I'll just get a chicken portion. And she was like right there. So she heard. Oh my God.
Oh, I didn't mean it.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I was just mocking you.
Yeah, it's fine. We're locals. The only locals, because we're such dicks to everybody else they never come back.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say chicken portion loud enough for the lady to hear it. I remember one time I was walking with her story and we were in the mall shopping, on topic, and a very tall woman walked by and I went, "Whoa, she's tall." She immediately heard me, of course.
I mean, she probably gets it so much that she hears you, but she's used to it.
Turned around, looked at me, and I'm like,
Oh! Them things are tall! What the hell?
Well, I mean, what do you do in that situation? She turns around and hears you, and you go, oh, and beautiful.
And actually, she smells very good.
Well, we were walking past each other, so there's no opportunity for either of us to stop unless she's going to start, pursuing me. And to be fair, she's got a much longer stride, so I'm in trouble.
But you're going to be running, yeah.
And now I'm running back to the car and I'm fumbling with my keys. And
Again?
I haven't paid for my item.
Oh my god. Guys, is this just calling out every social deficiency I have? Even now, I never order at the deli. It has to be in the little case at the side because I'm too anxious to talk to the deli worker. And I don't know the conversation path. And also, I feel stupid. I don't know why. This also relates to the problem I had a lot where I would never buy toilet paper at the store. I would only order it online because I felt stupid carrying it out. And I thought everybody looked at me and they went, oh, she poops, she poops, she poops.
A few years ago now, I was gifted for my birthday, like a deli meat slicer.
Yeah, true.
And I thought, this is wicked cool. Put that
That is
proudly on
cool.
the kitchen bench. And I said, you know what? You know what would make this deli slicer complete? Something to slice.
Yeah.
So I insisted to her story, and come on, let's rush out. And it's like 5 in the afternoon, so there's no delicatessen open. I'm like, come on, we gotta go get some meat. So we go to the supermarket, we go to the deli aisle of Coles, and everybody knows in the deli aisle of Coles, they have a whole bunch of salamis and meats.
We have the meats. Also, the Publix deli for my Floridians out there is a PvP zone. People be beating the shit out of each other to get a pub sub. It's actually insane. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody shot me to get their sub a little faster.
Hanging up from the ceiling. Very cool. So I very proudly go up to the counter. In my head, I said to the lady, I just got a new deli slicer for my birthday. But then really, I just said, hey, how much is one of those big prosciutto legs up there?
Oh, that's gotta be expensive.
She's like, I don't know, that's plastic.
It's like taking a bite out of the dessert tray. That's pretty funny.
Needless to say, it was not a delicious meal. And it was very hard to slice through.
It was from Arby's.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, okay. Do you guys sell like a block of prosciutto? And she's like, yeah, I think so. So she goes to the back and she gets like a kind of hard
That's
to
gotta be
distinguish
expensive.
block.
They're like rectangles.
Yeah, it was like a semicircle and it didn't look interesting at all. But it was kind
What did he want?
of like that or nothing. And so I bought it. Man, I ate a lot of prosciutto in the first day, but we didn't even really make a dent. And then you kind of
That's
like,
way too
oh
much.
man, every time I want a little bit of prosciutto, I gotta kind of take out the machine,
Yes,
plug in
clean
the machine,
it.
then afterwards clean the machine.
Yes.
Anyway,
This is such
That's how you can tell I'm old.
as well. Oh, fuck. Nah, I'm with you. It is a pain.
yep. You used to work in a deli, right? Like at a supermarket.
That's correct.
Whoa!
You're there behind the deli counter.
Yeah,
and
sure.
you see group of, let's say it's like old ladies. And you just know, let me get the big bucket of chicken fillets. Because you know that that's what they're going to ask for.
With old ladies, it always have to be some, can I get 90 grams of the triple smoked? Oh, it's 100. Is 100 okay? Oh, if it's not 90, I think the rest will go to waste. Yeah, all right. Oh, it's just that I'm by myself now ever since my husband died. And it's like,
Ooh, that's
I used to work at a breakfast restaurant. It was my first job. And other than smelling like syrup every day when I went home, I carried at least 10 pounds of old people trauma.
that's a powerful card.
and you go, wow, that's, oh, man.
And
So,
you don't
like,
know
how much
what
longer
to
do you reckon you have?
say.
Like, are we gonna be doing this every week with the salmon, or like we only got a couple weeks left?
Oh my god, that's interesting. Okay.
But it is kind of sad. This turned into a sadder issue than I think. Old people are just very lonely. They just want someone to talk to.
Let's profile other groups.
Dude, I don't, you can't just say that.
So who's the most likely to say something like inappropriate?
The 40 to 50-year-old women
Oh, they're like gonna hit on you probably.
love to sexually harass you. Oh
Yes.
my word.
Really?
Yes,
Why do they
because
keep you behind a
they
counter
never
all day?
get in
You should be
trouble
out
for
front
it.
here with us.
Yeah.
Stuff like that all the time.
Middle-aged women, they're the sexual harassers.
All the time. It was
Yes.
so bad. To the point where you have to laugh it off because you can't be like, stop, you're harassing me. There was one...
It's sad. It's like a social mental issue. Because then people are going to like be like, oh, you just can't take it because you're a guy. That's so sad.
Lady, I don't even know what I did, but I got her like salami, and she says, she looks at me and goes, "You're pretty good with your fingers, aren't you?"
Oh!
Really? What do you even say to something like that?
So I took her out back and I fingered her, but the point...
I had to prove my point. Like, obviously, I'm the best. I gotta show her.
It is. That's really inappropriate, because it's like if someone took that really badly.
Yeah. Like, obviously, you know, you're a big boy. It's not like that's really going to affect you in any way, but it's like, what do you even say other than
Yeah.
like...
No, sorry, I have arthritis.
It's such a conversation stopper.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the whole room just got cold and dark.
Yeah, and
There
you
was
feel it in your
a blind
stomach.
guy once who would come in a lot.
You let him into the store?
Oh my god, he might touch stuff.
What if he turns everyone else blind?
It's one of those things where you can't be completely mad because I think he just didn't have anyone, but he would essentially want you to do his shopping for him.
Oh.
But he
Oh.
was incredibly rude.
Ugh. You know, actually, a good service for him nowadays would probably be like Instacart or something then. So someone will like shop for him and then drop it off at his house.
Oh, no.
And he would pick fights with you. Like, he'd be like, I'm looking for Tasmanian cheese.
Just because you're blind doesn't mean you can't be an asshole. Like, he's just a jerk.
Right.
And you're like, oh, well, here's our Tasmanian cheeses here. And he's like, no, I want like a hard cheese. I'm like, oh, well, most of the Tasmanian cheese we have is all like soft cheese, sir. And he's like, can you get me someone who knows what they're talking about? I'm the supervisor, but that's okay. Anyway, like probably 6 months later, I remember one of my managers was like, oh, do you remember Greg? Oh, you know the old blind guy?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. What happened? Oh, yeah, he died.
Oh. What did you go? Oh, yeah, we've got some hard cheeses out the back next to the stairs.
I warned you about the stairs, bro.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. He just died.
Oh, well, he succumbed to his blindness. It advanced rapidly.
Do you reckon we could just do a quick little memorial for Greg?
Dear Greg, though you couldn't see,
You saw parts of me that I don't think anyone's ever seen.
Not even
Are
myself.
we mocking a dead old blind guy? Is that what this bit is? We're just mocking a dead blind guy?
well, he was rude.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Well, at least he didn't say, hey, you must be good at fingering or whatever.
Yeah, that is true.
Jesus
That is true.
Christ, that was a bit much. I think one of my fondest memories, I got roasted by a stranger. So
What?
I'm there in the...
I did yesterday. Oh my God, I'll tell the story for the YouTube Andies. But I just did a stream yesterday where I used $200 to buy scratch-off tickets for a Gamba stream, and I scratched them all off on stream to see if I make my money back. And the lady, okay, $200 of cards does take a long time when you're going through the machine. So this lady was behind me, and I was like, oh, sorry. I turned around because I was kind of embarrassed. I get my grandma a lot of scratch-offs for her birthday. I was just embarrassed. I had made something up. I was a little liar. I didn't want to tell her about all this. But she looked at me, and she said, what are you, an enabler? You're in the same line as me, ding dong. What?
fruit aisle. I'm there with Historian.
Yeah.
And there's a stranger lady, right? Mm. And she's like picking some fruit, and she needs to get a plastic bag, and she tries pulling on the plastic bag, and something about the like roll, it's not perforated properly.
Yes, and this is always so embarrassing because everybody's just watching you struggle with the bag. Like you're Katy Perry.
And so the bags aren't ripping.
Yeah.
And so she's like trying to, use more force.
And you gotta get
and
more.
and eventually the bag just tears. And it's just like, you don't know how to pull these perforated bags off. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
you got no idea what you're doing.
See, this is the way my head works. Maybe nobody is thinking this, but I have a very negative Twitch chat in my head all the time. So when I'm pulling the bag and it doesn't come off, I just keep seeing in my head, L, 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 Omega lol, L, L, Omega lol.
Historian tries as well, and then she can't get one of the bags properly. And I'm like, these guys, ladies, please. This is a man's job. So I walk over to it, and I'm quite good with the perforated bags. I can do this stuff one-handed, right? You just grab the bag, and then you very quickly with your wrist. And if you do it right, you can also get air through the bag at the same time. Opens up.
Open it.
So I go to do that.
Yes.
And there really is a problem with the perforation of the bag. And so I like empty half the roll. And there's two guys. They're a little bit older than me. They're walking by, and so smoothly as I'm mid-whip up, the guy goes, swing and a miss.
How do you recover from that?
It was just beautiful. It was so smoothly said mid-stride as he's walking down the aisle past. Oh, good mad.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's the sort of interaction like that makes you feel like you're part of a world. What fruit were you buying?
I think it was lemons.
When people talk like that, I realize that everybody has free will. That sounds so dumb. But when people interact, I'm like, okay.
I left the thing on. I thought I hit it. Okay, never mind. Screw the story. My bad.
I was trying to give you lemons and you couldn't even put them in the fucking bag. Oh my god.
You know, I think the most rudimentary form of the shop,
The brothel.
the
That's
lemonade
embarrassing.
stand.
Oh.
Yes.
I like the idea of a lemonade stand. I've seen one in real life. I was driving past it. And I went, there's one. And I turned to her store and I pointed at it.
Did you stop and get out and try one?
No, I'm busy. And shitty lemonade, get out of here, kid. $1.99. You're not fooling anybody. And so
inflation.
the trope is so pervasive.
Actually, I don't know the last time I've seen a lemonade stand. Do I live in a dangerous neighborhood? I haven't seen one in forever.
And yet, how often do you see them?
I did go past. It wasn't lemonade. It was ginger beer.
You've seen a ginger beer stand. Was it like two kids with like a crooked sign?
No, it was a father-son.
Yeah.
I was with my dad, and we pulled over and got a ginger beer. It was absolutely delicious.
You're supposed to drink that normal? I think I only ever used ginger beer when I was a bartender as like a mixer. I don't think I've ever actually drank it from like the can.
Really?
And I said to Dad, "Hey, Papa, can we do a stand?" And he said,
Your mother and I are getting a divorce.
You know when that happened to me? 2 Christmases! Woo!
"It's your fault." Dude, wait if I put the salt in the wound of my parents' divorce. We just fucking chuck that in the vid. Also, my cat's dead, my dog's dead, if you ever want to pull up any of that.
Editor. Very good. I like the idea of the lemonade stand. I think it's good.
I mean, would you do one?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, well, how about this? I'm driving down the road.
Yeah.
I've just seen.
Historian and Sons brand lemonade.
Wow,
It'll be on sale for exactly
good title.
Perfect. So, you
That
don't
was
see these
good.
lemonade stands often. I thought that was just a trope.
Well, it isn't. You'll be pleased to know this is a genuine lemonade stand.
Yeah, it's not a trope, it's a citrus.
Fantastic. I'm like knocking on the wood. Yeah, that's some great stuff.
Do you think it's because to build a stand now out of real timber probably costs like a few $100?
I never saw it as a stand. I always saw it as like a Walmart table with like plastic on it.
Is that you saying that to me as the owner of the stand? Because I'm just standing out here in the hot sun, just waiting for some customer service.
And also, lemons, have you noticed? They're like 80 cents each.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
hot day, and that lemonade's looking ice cold.
We've done the math, and we have to charge about $8 for a cup of lemonade.
Got this big bag of coins with a
You know, I did think about that because I was driving down the road the other day. No, I didn't get in an accident, okay? And I saw that they were selling cheeseburgers for $1. There was a sign that said $1 cheeseburgers. And I was thinking, that's kind of hard, right? Because buns, cheese, burger, that's like expensive at Publix.
Hold a sign on it.
Is that the reason we don't do lemonade stands anymore? Like, they're not cost effective?
But they're not. And what about the taxes?
Yeah, fucking, probably.
Big aid. Run them out of business.
Also, are you going to sell me a cup of lemonade or not? I'm fucking boiling out here.
Right, so, you want it with or without cubes?
What is this bit?
I don't know, I'm trying to find... Mr. E, what do you think? He's not even listening.
I'm busy.
He's editing for main channel.
Wait, does that mean main channel video soon? What?
Look at me go.
We'll put a GIF in.
Don't forget Incognito and the 60% off Family Unlimited plan.
If I
Oh! Well, this is a sad segue. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time hanging out with me today, because I know I had a great time hanging out with you. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Helps me out. And if you want to use code Berry for checkout at Gamer Subs, get 10% off, and then help me one day get a Booba Cup. I would super appreciate it. I hope you have a great evening. Ow. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.